Most people waste 80% of their time on things that don't matter. This is why they fail. I know this because I lived it. My story isn't special. I slept in my car once. I washed dishes for minimum wage. I worked construction jobs that broke my back, but barely paid my bills. The difference was what I did next. I discovered a truth so powerful it changed everything. The 80-20 rule. This rule states that 20% of your activities produce 80% of your results. The rest is waste. Master this, and you master your life. Look around you. The most successful person you know isn't the most talented. They're the one who focuses on what matters. I've studied success for over 4 decades. I've worked with over 1,000 companies. I've spoken to over 5 million people in 75 countries. The pattern is clear. Success leaves clues. The wealthy, the fulfilled, the truly successful all share one trait. They identify their highest value activities and do those first. Every time. No exceptions. They don't major in minor things. I can't get ahead, a man told me at a seminar in Detroit. He worked 60 hours weekly. He was exhausted. His family barely saw him. His bank account stayed empty. I asked him to list everything he did in a day. We found the problem fast. He spent 80% of his time on activities that produced only 20% of his results. He checked email constantly. He attended pointless meetings. He handled minor tasks first. 6 months after reversing this, he doubled his income and cut his hours to 40 per week. The 80-20 rule changed his life. It will change yours too. Today I give you the exact formula, no fluff, no empty promises, just proven principles that work. First, gain total clarity on what you want. Vague goals produce vague results. Specific goals produce specific results. Take out a piece of paper right now. Write down your answer to this question. What one goal, if accomplished, would have the greatest positive impact on my life? Be specific, be clear. Clarity is power. Until you're clear, nothing happens. When you're clear, everything happens. Now the truth, 3% of adults have written goals and plans. The other 97% work for them. The 3% earn more, achieve more, and enjoy more. They aren't smarter or more talented. They simply write down their goals. The act of writing programs your subconscious mind to recognize opportunities. It's like setting a homing beacon. Your brain begins to see what it needs to see to get where you want to go. I've interviewed countless millionaires. All of them write down their goals. This isn't a coincidence. It's cause and effect. The next step is where the 80-20 rule becomes your weapon. Look at your list of goals. Which one, if achieved, would make the others easier or unnecessary? This is your 20% goal. Focus on this. Put everything else aside. A client named Robert came to me, broke and frustrated. He had 20 business ideas. I made him pick one. Just one? He asked. Just one? I said. 1 year later, that one business made him a millionaire. Focus beats talent. One goal pursued with everything you've got beats 20 goals pursued with divided attention. Once you identify your 20% goal, break it down into specific actions. Which actions will contribute most to achieving this goal? These are your 20% activities. Do these first thing every morning, no exceptions. I wake at 5 a.m., I work on my most important task for 3 uninterrupted hours before checking email or taking calls. This one habit has made me more money than any other. The world tries to steal your time. Don't let it. Guard your mornings like they're made of gold. They are. Let me tell you about James. He attended my seminar in Chicago. He ran a small accounting firm. He worked 80 hours weekly but barely made a profit. He analyzed his business using the 80-20 rule. He discovered that 20% of his clients generated 80% of his revenue. The other 80% caused 95% of his headaches. He made a hard decision. He fired the bottom 80%. His colleagues thought he was crazy. 6 months later, his income doubled. His work week shrank to 40 hours. Sometimes success requires elimination, not addition. The 80-20 rule applies to everything. 20% of your products produce 80% of your profits. 20% of your employees produce 80% of your results. 20% of your habits determine 80% of your success. Identify the vital few, eliminate the trivial many. This sounds simple. It is. But simple doesn't mean easy. Most people lack the courage to focus. They try to do everything. They end up accomplishing nothing. Don't be most people. The biggest obstacle you face is your own programming. From childhood, we're taught to be busy. Busyness equals productivity. It doesn't. Results equal productivity. Nothing else. I once worked 16-hour days and got nowhere. Now I work 6 focused hours and achieve more. The difference is understanding the 80-20 rule. Your most valuable task is often the hardest. It's the one you procrastinate on. It's the one that makes you slightly uncomfortable. Do this task first. Everything else can wait. Let me be clear. Hard work matters. But hard work on the wrong things is just hard. Hard work on the right things is leverage. A man approached me after a seminar. "I work harder than anyone," he said. I asked him what he did first each day. "I clear my email," he said. That told me everything. Email is someone else's to-do list for you. It's rarely your highest value activity. I told him to work on his most important task for 90 minutes before checking email. 1 year later, his income increased by 40%. Small changes in habits create massive changes in results. Now let's talk about time. We all have the same 24 hours. The difference is how we use them. The average person watches 4 hours of television daily. That's 28 hours weekly. That's 112 hours monthly. That's 1,344 hours yearly. What could you accomplish with an extra 1,344 hours? Think about it. The time is there. You just need to reclaim it. Turn off the television. Put down the phone. Stop scrolling through social media. Invest that time in your 20% activities. The activities that move your life forward. Here's a formula that changed my life. Plan every day in advance. Each night, make a list of everything you need to do the next day. Then apply the 80-20 rule. Which 20% of these tasks will produce 80% of your results? Do these first. No distractions, no exceptions. When you finish your top 20% tasks, the rest of your day is a bonus. Most people do the opposite. They do the easy, low-value tasks first. They never get to the important ones. Then they wonder why they make no progress. The answer is simple. They're working on the wrong things. Another critical principle is single-handling. Start your most important task and work on it until completion. Don't stop, don't check your phone, don't answer emails, don't get coffee, just work. This level of focus is rare. It's also incredibly powerful. When you single-handle important tasks, you complete them in a fraction of the time. You also do them better. The human brain isn't designed for multitasking. It's designed for deep focus on one thing at a time. Honor this design, it will pay you back tenfold. I need to tell you something personal. When I was 30, I was broke. I lived in a small apartment I could barely afford. I had no college degree. I had no special skills, but I made a decision that changed everything. I decided to take complete responsibility for my life. I stopped blaming others. I stopped making excuses. I stopped waiting for perfect conditions. I decided that if it was to be, it was up to me. That decision was the turning point. It can be yours too. The moment you take full responsibility for everything in your life is the moment you claim the power to change it. Your boss doesn't determine your success. The economy doesn't determine your success. Your past doesn't determine your success. You do. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your decisions. You can make better decisions starting now. Where you came from doesn't matter. Where you're going does. Your past isn't your future unless you choose to live there. Let's talk about self-discipline. This is the key to lasting success. Self-discipline means doing what you should do when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. Motivation is fickle, it comes and goes. Discipline endures. Every successful person I've met has developed the habit of doing things that unsuccessful people avoid. They don't necessarily enjoy these things, they do them anyway because they're necessary. They eat the frog first thing in the morning. The frog is your biggest, hardest, most important task, the one you're most likely to procrastinate on. Eat it first. One powerful exercise I've discovered is act as if. Act as if you already are the person you want to become. Act as if you already have the success you desire. Your subconscious can't tell the difference between a real experience and one vividly imagined. When you act as if, you program your mind for success. Your actions change your feelings. Your feelings change your results. Don't wait until you feel confident to take action. Take action, and confidence will follow. This isn't wishful thinking. It's applied psychology. It works if you work it. Let me tell you about Sarah. She attended my seminar in Dallas. She was a single mother working 2 jobs. She had dreams of starting her own business, but was paralyzed by fear. I asked her to identify her biggest fear and confront it head on. Her fear was public speaking. She joined Toastmasters the next day. Within 1 year, she had started her business and tripled her income. Was it easy? No. Was it worth it? Absolutely. She told me later, the fear was all in my head. The relief was in the action. Your brain is like a supercomputer. Your self-talk is the program it runs. If you tell yourself, I can't, it's too hard, or I'm too old, Your brain accepts these as commands. Instead, use what I call affirmations, positive, present tense, personal statements that describe your desired outcomes as already achieved. I am confident. I am worthy of success. I easily attract opportunities. Repeat these with conviction. They gradually reprogram your subconscious mind. This isn't magic, it's neural reprogramming. The science is solid. Another powerful technique is visualization. World-class athletes use it, top CEOs use it, peak performers in every field use it. Each day, take a few minutes to close your eyes and vividly imagine having already achieved your goal. See the details, hear the sounds, feel the emotions. Your brain doesn't know the difference between something vividly imagined and something actually experienced. When you visualize with emotion and detail, you create neural pathways that support your goals. You also program your reticular activating system to notice opportunities you might otherwise miss. Now, I want to address something most motivational speakers avoid: failure. Failure isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. Every failure contains a lesson. The question isn't whether you'll fail, you will, but how you respond. Do you get knocked down and stay down, or do you get up, extract the lesson, and try again with new knowledge? Edison failed 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about it, he said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of a winner. Failure isn't fatal unless you quit. I've failed more times than I can count. I've launched products that flopped. I've made investments that tanked. I've pursued strategies that failed miserably. But I never saw these as failures. I saw them as feedback. Every no brought me closer to a yes. Every setback contained the seeds of an equal or greater comeback. Success isn't about avoiding failure. It's about failing forward. It's about falling down 7 times and getting up 8. The only real failure is the failure to try. Your environment largely determines your success. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Look around you. Are you surrounded by positive, supportive, success-oriented people? Or are you surrounded by negative, critical, complacent ones? Your environment either lifts you up or pulls you down. If you want to fly with eagles, you can't continue to scratch with turkeys. This might mean making tough decisions about who you associate with. But remember, your life is too important to be surrounded by people who hold you back. Find a mentor. Success leaves clues. Why struggle and reinvent the wheel when you can learn from someone who's already achieved what you want? A good mentor saves you years of trial and error. They help you avoid costly mistakes. They show you shortcuts to success. When I started out, I sought successful people and asked for advice. Most were generous with their time. If you approach potential mentors with respect and a willingness to learn, many will help you. This one strategy can compress decades of learning into months. Commit to continuous learning. The average person reads less than 1 book per year. The average CEO reads 4 to 5 books monthly. Coincidence? I think not. In today's rapidly changing world, your knowledge has an expiration date. What got you here won't get you there. Read books, listen to audio programs, attend seminars, take courses, invest at least 3% of your income in personal development. This investment will yield the highest returns of any investment you'll ever make. The more you learn, the more you earn. This correlation is direct and undeniable. Your health and energy are critical. You can't enjoy success without the health to appreciate it. Your physical condition affects your mental condition. When you're tired or unwell, your performance suffers. Exercise regularly, eat nutritious foods, get adequate sleep, manage stress effectively. Start small if needed. Even 15 minutes of daily exercise makes a difference. Your body carries your dreams. Take care of it. The investment pays enormous dividends. I exercise 6 days weekly without fail. On days I exercise, my productivity doubles. The ROI is irrefutable. The law of cause and effect states that for every effect in your life, there's a specific cause. If you want different results, take different actions. If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always gotten. Success isn't an accident. It's the result of specific causes that produce specific effects. Identify the causes of the success you desire. Implement those causes in your life. The results will follow as surely as night follows day. This isn't philosophy, it's physics applied to human achievement. Decide exactly what you want and refuse to settle for less. Most people never make this decision. They drift through life like leaves blown by the wind. Don't be one of them. Be specific about what you want. Write it down. Create a vision board. Tell others. The more clearly you see your destination, the more likely you are to arrive there. As the ancient proverb says, without vision, the people perish. Your vision pulls you forward through difficulties. It gives you strength when challenges arise. It provides the why that sustains your how. Fear is the greatest enemy of success. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of criticism. These fears paralyze millions and prevent action. But here's the truth. Fear is just false evidence appearing real. The only way to overcome fear is to confront it. Do what you fear, and the death of fear is certain. When you take action despite fear, you build courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's action despite fear. Every time you feel fear and act anyway, the fear diminishes. Eventually, it disappears entirely, replaced by confidence and competence. I've helped thousands overcome their fears with this technique. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Don't wait until the fear is gone. It won't leave until you take action. Acknowledge the fear. Accept it as natural, then act despite it. Every time you do this, you expand your comfort zone and decrease fear's power over you. The more you practice, the braver you become. Courage, like muscle, grows with use. Use it or lose it. The choice is yours. But remember, everything you want lies on the other side of fear. The only way through is through. Relationships determine much of your success and happiness. No one succeeds alone. Your ability to form and maintain positive relationships will largely determine your outcomes in life. Invest time in building strong relationships with family, friends, colleagues, mentors, and customers. Learn to communicate effectively, listen actively, show appreciation, resolve conflicts positively. The quality of your life directly correlates with the quality of your relationships. Treat people with respect and integrity. They'll help you achieve your goals. This isn't manipulation, it's human nature. One powerful concept is the law of indirect effort. Many important things come not by pursuing them directly, but as byproducts of other activities. Happiness doesn't come from chasing happiness, it comes from pursuing meaningful goals. Respect doesn't come from demanding respect, it comes from being respectable. Success doesn't come from chasing success, it comes from providing value to others. Focus on creating value, solve problems, serve others. Success will follow naturally. This law works without fail. I've seen it operate in thousands of lives, including my own. Resilience is essential, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward. Resilience isn't innate, it's developed through practice. When adversity strikes, and it will, remember that what happens to you matters less than how you respond. Viktor Frankl survived Nazi concentration camps and said, "The last of human freedoms is to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. And no matter what happens, you always have the freedom to choose your response. This freedom can never be taken from you. It can only be surrendered." Successful people refuse to be defined by setbacks. They view challenges as temporary and surmountable. They maintain positivity, even in negativity. They focus on solutions rather than problems. They ask, what can I learn from this? And how can I use this to become stronger? This resilience, this ability to take a punch, get up, and keep moving forward is essential for long-term success in any field. It's not about never getting knocked down, it's about how quickly you get back up. This determines everything. The compound effect transforms lives. Small, consistent actions, repeated over time, create dramatic results. Just as compound interest transforms a small investment into a fortune, compound decisions transform your life. Every decision you make today, what you eat, whether you exercise, what you read, how you speak to others, shapes your future. These decisions might seem insignificant individually, but their cumulative effect is enormous. Small hinges swing big doors. The tiny choices you make today determine who you become tomorrow. This is both terrifying and empowering. Delayed gratification separates the successful from the unsuccessful. The ability to forego immediate pleasure for long-term gain is crucial. Most people want success without paying the price in advance. They want wealth, health, and happiness, but aren't willing to put in the work, discipline, and sacrifice required. You must pay the price for success in full, and you must pay it in advance. There are no shortcuts, no free lunches, no overnight successes. The universe operates on exchange. You get what you give, not what you want. This is immutable law. Failure is necessary for success. You cannot succeed without failing. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. The road to success is paved with failures. The more you fail, the more you learn. The more you learn, the better you become. The better you become, the more you succeed. Embrace failure as a teacher. When you fail, ask, what lesson is this teaching me? How can I use this to improve? Then apply that lesson and try again. It's not how many times you fall that matters, it's how many times you get back up. Persistence overcomes resistance. Success isn't an event, it's a process. It's not something you achieve once and finish. It's something you work at daily for life. The journey never ends. There's always another level, another goal, another mountain to climb. This is good news. It means success isn't determined by your circumstances or starting point. It's determined by your commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Every day, in every way, get better. The improvements may be small, even imperceptible at times, but they compound. Over time, they transform not just your results, but your identity. John came to me at 52. He'd been laid off after 25 years at the same company. He felt finished, too old to start again, too old to learn new skills, too old to reinvent himself. I asked, "How old will you be in 5 years if you do nothing?" He said, 57. I asked, "How old will you be in 5 years if you pursue your dream?" He smiled. I see your point. Today, at 57, John runs a successful consulting business and earns more than he ever did at his corporate job. The journey wasn't easy, but it was worth it. It's never too late to become what you might have been. Most people live in the gap, focusing on how far they still are from their ideal. This leads to frustration and discouragement. Instead, live in the gain. Focus on how far you've come from where you started. This leads to gratitude and motivation. Each night before bed, write down 3 accomplishments from your day, 3 things you're grateful for, and 1 thing you learned. This simple practice trains your mind to focus on progress rather than perfection, on growth rather than gaps. It changes everything. Your focus determines your reality. Choose carefully. The law of service states, the more people you serve and the better you serve them, the more successful you become. Focus on creating value for others. Solve problems. Make lives better. When you shift from getting to giving, from success to significance, your life transforms. You achieve not just success, but fulfillment. That's what we all want. Not just to succeed, but to matter. To know our lives count for something. The highest achievement isn't what you get, but what you give. The true measure of your life won't be what you accumulated, but what you contributed. Your life is precious. You have talents, abilities, and potential you haven't begun to tap. You have dreams waiting to be fulfilled, contributions waiting to be made, a destiny waiting to be realized. Don't wait another day to start living the life you were meant to live. Don't go to your grave with your music still inside you. Stop waiting. Start doing. The world needs what you have to offer. We need your gifts, your talents, your dreams, your contribution. We need you to become the best version of yourself. This isn't hyperbole, it's truth. Remember, the future belongs to those who believe in their dreams and have the courage to pursue them. Be one of those people. Start today. Start now. Take 1 small step toward your dreams, then another and another. Before you know it, you'll be living the life you've always wanted. The 80-20 principle works if you work it. Focus on the vital few. Eliminate the trivial many. Do the important things first. The rest will take care of itself. You have greatness within you. Let it out. The world is waiting.